Hello and welcome back to the channel. Right now we are in front of Spearfish Equipment Sales and Service, which is the local Mahindra dealer here in Spearfish, South Dakota in the United States. As you guys can see, we are all surrounded here by farmland, and in farm country you have all sorts of implements and tractors that you can get from Mahindra. But most especially, you have the Mahindra ROXOR. Now, the ones you see right here, these are the HD UV versions, and they are all powered by a 2.7 liter turbo diesel engine. Previously, the ROXOR was powered by a 2.5 liter turbo diesel engine, and the latest version, which is the HD UV version of the ROXOR, has a larger displacement engine. As you guys can see, the ROXOR comes in two variants. On the one hand, you have the all-weather version, which you have here on the left, and then you have the basic ROXOR, which you have here on the right, the black ROXOR. The main difference is that for the all-weather version, you have a cab, you have wipers, and if you look here in the grill, you'll see there's an additional radiator for the climate control inside. If you take a look at this one, you see it has just a radiator for the engine. And that makes such a huge difference, because even though we might be in 100-degree weather today, South Dakota and some parts of the upper Midwest of the United States get extremely cold in winter. Lots of snowfall, so you don't want to be caught out in the pasture with an exposed vehicle like this with no environmental control or climate control. So that's why you have the all-weather version of the Mahindra ROXOR. Let's take a quick look around. So you have the alloy wheels on this version. You can also have steel wheels, which you guys can see. Those are the steel wheels, and here you have the aluminum wheels on this all-weather version. Up front, you have the Mahindra logo on the grille. You have the headlights, which use halogen bulbs. You got a front bumper here. This is an upgraded bumper compared to the basic bumper, which you have right here, which is not very extremely strong and would easily bend in case you apply a reasonable amount of force on there. So up front, those would be the main differences. Same thing, you have exactly the same configuration for the basic ROXOR here on my right. As we pull in closer, you have, of course, the Mahindra ROXOR off-road badge, and it also says turbo diesel, as you guys can see. Now, going back to the heritage of the ROXOR, it was built off of a known and proven platform, and you can see some of the relics that are left after the transformation to become a ROXOR. Right here, I believe, is where you would typically have the antenna mounted. Now it's covered by those two screws, and here you would typically, depending on the version, have the sprinklers for the windshield, but those are all covered now. On the all-weather version, you have some very high quality LED lights, and these are from KC Highlights, which is a premium manufacturer of light bars. So that's what you get with the all-weather version available here. The other all-weather version over there doesn't have that light bar. And then you can look at the door here. You can see it's fabric. Some people say these buffets at higher speed, but this version of the ROXOR is limited, I believe, to 55 miles per hour. The very first version of the ROXOR was limited to 45 miles per hour, and they realized in some jurisdictions you could bump up that number to 55 and still be within legal boundaries. So you have a single combination gauge, which is right there, that will display amount of fuel you have in the tank. Everything is there. If you have a check engine light, that's where it's gonna signal. And then you have the controls for the light, you got the ignition, and of course the steering wheel. That's very grippy. You can use it, it's small, and you can use it, let's say you have gloves or your hands are slippery. It's texturized, and that's stitched, actual stitching, as you guys can see. On the passenger side here, you have a C-grade lighter outlet, and then of course you have the transfer case shifter there. 2-wheel drive, 2 high, 4 high, 2 low, 4 low. Okay, let's continue. You got the handbrake, you got the gear shifter, space for 2, sitting for 2. And back here for the HD UV version of the ROXOR, you have the LED lighting back here. Also for the latest version of the ROXOR, which is the HD UV version, you have upgraded springs so it can carry more loads, and I think it sits a little bit higher than the older versions of the ROXOR. Looking at the back of the cab, you can see that there's a little overhang on the roof right there to drain water away from the cab. Have a little reflector right there. Got a pintle hitch on here. And of course, the vehicle takes just diesel. You have a label there to remind you. You got a spark arrestor right here at the very edge of the exhaust. It makes it very easy to clean. And where you have movement, like right there, you have zerks or grease fittings, which you can use to grease those areas to stop the vehicle from squeaking. Another thing that's notable about the ROXOR is that the roll cage, which you guys can see right here, is mounted directly onto the frame. So that goes all the way through and is bolted, as you guys can see right there. It's connected directly to the frame of the vehicle. And that's notable because it gives a lot of rigidity to the ROXOR in case of a rollover. Anyways, that was a quick look at the ROXOR HD UV. And in case you are interested in purchasing one of these, then you can go ahead and contact Spearfish Equipment. Just do a quick Google search or online search for Spearfish Equipment, and they're located in Spearfish, South Dakota. They will be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Thanks once more for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye now.